if you're watching this, then I'm already missing. That or you're watching it right after I post it, just in case I ever do go missing. But either way, this is my If I Go Missing binder, and it has everything you'll need in order to save my life if I'm ever like in a taken situation, and if I unfortunately die while I'm being kidnapped. It has everything that you'll need to plan me an awesome funeral. So yeah, if you're really hot like me, I would highly suggest making something like this, just because like you never know when it might help like save your life. And even if you're ugly, like you can still make something like this just for fun. So yeah, this first bit of information is specifically for the police, and I just like drew this little picture of me like with a police officer like when they find me, just like because that way they'll feel like we're like friends. I actually don't have any police officer friends, but like I just want them to like think that I like them, and you don't really have to like them to include this, but just like that way they'll try harder, I figured. And then on this next page, I have the missing poster that I designed for myself. And I basically made this to look just like Alison De Laurentiis's from Pretty Little Liars, because I feel like when I go missing, I feel like that's kind of like the vibe and the aesthetic that I want to have. And so yeah, this looks just like hers, but like with my information. And yeah, if you're making a page like this, all you need is your name and then your height, weight, hair color, and eye color. And yeah, I picked my own picture because I want to make sure it was like a good picture of me, like because I really can't trust my mom to like pick out a picture, because I just like know she would pick out like something really ugly because she's got really bad judgment and taste. And so yeah. And then this next page is all about the reward that I'll be providing to whoever can find me. And so yeah, right now I have it that it just says anybody who finds me can have all the money in my Venmo account. And I feel like that's a really generous reward because it's like $900, and yeah, it's like pretty much my whole life savings. And a lot of people don't think about putting this in their If I Go Missing binders because they're just thoughtless, I guess, but I'm like really thoughtful, and so that's why I included this. But the only caveat is that they have to find me alive in order to get it, because I can't accept a Venmo request if I'm dead. But yeah. And then probably like the most important page in the whole binder is the Facts About Me page, because what this is like all the reasons why you would be able to like survive like a serial killer attack, or like why you'll also be like alive even after 72 hours, because like a lot of times like police are like lazy and like they want to give up after 72 hours because like they feel like it's a waste of their resources because they like assume you're dead. But like these are like all the reasons why you would still be alive, and so it's really important like to only include your like strengths and none of your like weaknesses. Like don't put anything about like why you would need to be found, if it makes sense. Like for instance, I put like I run like a 9-minute mile, I passed all the tests to join the FBI, I read all the Hunger Games books, like because those things make it seem like I would survive like anything. Don't put things like, oh, I have asthma and I need like whatever medication, because like then it makes it seem like you're dead. And then this next page is the suspect list, and basically I'm like 99% sure that if I go missing, it's one of these 4 people. And so if you're filling this out, like this is not the time to think like, oh, I have no enemies, like nobody doesn't like me, and actually realize that like actually probably a lot of people hate you, and you should name them just in case like they took you. But yeah, I also included this warning down here just because like I am really pretty and I have actually like almost perfect facial symmetry, based on a test that I took on TikTok. And so because of that, like it's more likely that a serial killer took me. And so if that's the case, like I just want people to know when they're looking for me like that they might be dealing with a serial killer, and it could be like a really dangerous situation. Just because like if you know, for instance, like if Spencer Reid's looking for me, I just don't want him to get hurt, you know. So I just put this warning down here for them that it could be a serial killer, but it's more likely that it's one of these people. But yeah. And then this next page is just like helpful information that the police can use like hopefully to find me faster, because like they should basically be able to find all this information for themselves, like if they're like actually good at doing their job. But I just figured I'd just give it to them just to like help expedite the process. So basically this is like just like my DNA and stuff. So I put my like dental records, and I'm not really sure what dental records means, but I just know people include it in their missing binders. And so I put that I have no cavities. I've never had a cavity. And then I also had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed, so I'm like not quite as wise anymore. And then I included like a little hair sample for them, and then I did fingerprints, and it's of this hand, like this. Oh wait, like this. And this is my left hand. And then this next page is actually a map that I drew of like where I live and all the places around my house that like I go to, so that way cops can know like where I might have been taken from. And so yeah, like here's my house, that's my pool, and then this is like a trail that like goes around like the street that I live on, and yeah, like I run on that a lot, so like I could have been taken from the trail, or like I go to this Panera like twice a day, so like it's highly likely that I was taken from the Panera. And then like this is like the train tracks and the river that go through my town, and so like if I'm dead, like I could imagine like my body might be found in one of those two places. Like fingers crossed, like no, but like you know, you never know. And then this next bit of information is totally optional, and it's really only important if you're interested in having your story made into like a Lifetime original movie or like a docu-series or something like that. And so yeah, I just included this information for Netflix and Lifetime. And I just want to say that if it does come down between Netflix and Lifetime, I would rather have Netflix cover my story just because I feel like they would do it more justice and get more views, but beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, the first bit of information that I included for them is photos of myself, and so like I have like this photo of me from like when I was little, and then I also have pictures of me, like I'm just thinking like they could use this one for instance, like when they're like she lit up every room that she walked into, she was gorgeous and effortless, everybody wanted to be her. And then they could also use this one of me and my sister if they're like saying like she has so many friends and stuff like that, because I actually don't have that many friends, but I just figured they can just use this and pretend. And then the next page is just a casting list that I created just to kind of help them get an idea of who I feel like would be able to play the characters in my life really well. So I have like me, which I think would be really well portrayed by Zendaya. Then I have castings for like my sisters, my brothers, my mom. I don't have my dad because I forgot about him, honestly. And then for the kidnappers, I was thinking like James Franco and Dylan O'Brien would be like amazing kidnappers. But yeah, this is just a guide. I just figured since it is my story, like I should get a say in who gets to be playing me. And then next, I just have some quotes that they could use. So for instance, hottest in the family, my favorite child, she's better than everybody else, things like that. Obviously I haven't gone missing yet, so like I don't really know like what they're gonna say about me. But I just like imagine it would be something along those lines, so they're free to use like any of these quotes. And then if I do die, this is like basically how to give me like the best funeral that I possibly could have. So first up we have the guest list, and in order to be invited to my funeral, you have to either A, rank on my friends list that's in my notes app, or B, you have to have a photo of us together, like just to prove that we're actually friends. And I thought about it, and I am allowing Photoshop pictures of us to be permitted. Just because I'm just like, actually, if you're photoshopping pictures of us together, like you must be like really obsessed with me, and I feel like that's really cool of you. And yeah, when you're at my funeral, you have to wear sunglasses, and this is just because like I want to have that Pretty Little Liars aesthetic kind of carry through. Like originally when I went missing, I really wanted to make sure like my missing poster had like that Pretty Little Liars aesthetic, and at my funeral I want to have the same thing. And then as far as the ceremony goes, this is like pretty much what I had in mind. So for the location, I was thinking like a backyard funeral. Like, you know how people have like backyard weddings? Like I want like a backyard funeral. And then for the time, it has to be in the fall. If I don't die in the fall, just like wait till the fall. Like, because I was thinking like late September or October, basically like around Halloween. And then for the director, I was thinking Jennifer Coolidge. And if she can't make it in person, like a cameo would be okay. But yeah, I'd really rather have her be there in person. And then I have my must-haves list. So first, I want a thirst trap edit reel made of me because I've never had an edit made, but like I really want one. And I feel like at my funeral would be kind of like the perfect time to debut like a really sick edit. And then absolutely no crying. Like I feel like crying at my funeral would be like a huge attention whore move and really uncool of you if you did that to me. And then along the same lines, no embarrassing stories. I don't want anybody trying to look cooler or funnier than me because like this is my day. Like you're trying to steal my spotlight like that, like trying to make me look like an idiot. Like get out of here. And if that happens, like they will be escorted from like my funeral because it's just not cool. And then fourth, I want to have a documentary film crew there, just kind of filming like how the day goes and everything that everyone has to say, and like some talking head clips and stuff like that, just so that I can like watch it later. And then lastly, I'm gonna be doing goodie bags because I was thinking like I would do like a custom perfume mix, and that way everyone can spray it on all their stuff and like just like smell me like forever, like because it would just smell just like me. And then in terms of the after party, basically I have two different themes that I've been thinking about. So either purple and zebra, like kind of like a McBling theme, or a Halloween costume party. And if it's a Halloween costume party that you guys end up doing, I just want to make sure that everyone is coming in costume. That's a really important part of this. And I also want to be dressed up in costume, and I want to be Britney Spears from the Oops, I Did It Again music video, and nobody else can be that because I don't want anybody to have the same costume as me. And then in terms of activities that we'll do, I was thinking like mysterious texts, kind of like Pretty Little Liars, but instead of signing them A, they'll be signed J, and instead of them being secrets, I want them to be like truth is, like what I did like back in 2012, where you're like, truth is, I don't know you that well, but you're really pretty, like things like that. And then if I'm cremated, I was thinking a sand art station that you guys could do with my ashes. And if I'm buried, then I was thinking a tombstone decorating party where you guys can like decorate like the little rock that they put on my grave. And then I also want to have a dance party part of my party where you only dance to sped up songs because that's my favorite kind of music. And then in terms of food, just Diet Coke and Little Caesars pizza because those are my favorite foods. But yeah, thanks for watching.